going to go through all the steps of cleaning a window. First step, and I do see this a lot, is people over wetting their mop. Okay, so like when you get it wet, I don't know if you can see this, but I don't stick it all the way in. I just kind of dip it like this, and you don't want any drips on it. You don't want it to be too wet, actually. So I usually just like to flick it, but some people can go like that. Okay, so it's damp, but it's not super wet. Okay, and then we'll clean this window here. So this window, you can tell, it's vinyl. Okay, pretty classic, normal. Taking off the screen, there's always these little tabs, these little springs right behind here. I usually just push those in each side and pop it out. Okay, and it comes out. You're not bending the screen. You're not breaking anything. Let's set that to the side. Okay. Now the window itself. So go ahead and mop it. I do a pretty thorough mop on the first one. Get it nice and sudsy. That's good. So at that point, you can either decide, based off how dirty it is, you could either use steel wool, which I always use steel wool almost always on the outside. Just kind of scrub it. And two, I know this window is actually their kitchen window, which is probably the #1 window people look out the most. So this really needs to be the cleanest window in the whole house. Okay, so got that. It's pretty clean, huh? Next thing I do, I take my dirty towel, remember, and I just wipe the frames, the edges, okay? And I do allow it to kind of get along the edge of the window a little bit, which we'll cut down on detailing later. 12-inch squeegee, you can do it however you want. This is gonna be the S pattern. You can see I just messed up right there. I usually just come back and just cut right there. But because of that, I'd probably re-clean it. And just put a little bit of water on it this time. It doesn't have to be a lot. See how I tried not to touch the edges? Because the more water that's on the edges, the more detailing I'm gonna have to do, which creates hassle. For now, I think I'll just teach you guys straight pulls. Your perfectly clean towel, wipe down your squeegee, okay? Then what I do is I straight pull from side to side. I make an edge right here. Make sure that's completely dry with my finger. Okay, tap. Okay, kind of come in. You're gonna wiggle it a little bit. Tilt at an angle, close out. When you close out, you kind of tilt. Okay, come back, tap off that spare water, come in, kind of wiggle, close out. And see, a key is too is also the angle. See, I'm kind of going at an angle and then I close. That is 100% perfect all around. This is kind of like the new technique. It's a little bit slower. Then you take your perfectly dry towel, you do detailing. You use your finger only on the dry spot to detail, just along the glass. Okay. And the top honestly doesn't really need to be detailed. Kind of visually inspect it. And then I hate getting my perfectly dry towel dirty at the bottom, so sometimes I'll do like a first wipe here, and I'll take the remainder, detail towel. So every side I rotate. I get a new finger, new dry spot on the towel, rotate. Okay, and that's perfect. Okay. So that's the basics. So that one's done. And then I would just immediately start on the next. So mop it. We'll do a quick one here. Towel back. Mop. Using your steel wool. Get everywhere. The corners in particular, people tend to miss debris in the corners. So I always get the edges real good with the steel wool, then kind of the middle. And you can kind of feel when there's like a texture. That's how you know it's like really dirty. There's no texture there. I just cleaned these windows like a week or two ago, so they're pretty clean. No, maybe a month ago, I guess. Okay. That was pretty good, right? Definitely some water still along the edges, so there's a little detail work, and that's okay. But for the most part, that was a pretty good, pretty quick too. Okay, and that window is done. I did forget the frame. Really though, I mean, you gotta kind of figure out what spots you can make shortcuts. For instance, I know the screen's gonna go back here, so that you're not gonna see the frame. realistically. But this side, you will always see the frame. So you can kind of choose what's most important to be quick and also do a really good job. That looks pretty good.